Well, when it comes to professional racing in Australia, two names come straight to mind. Mark Winterbottom and James Courtney. They are both competing this weekend at the Sydney Motorsport Park Super Sprint, and they join us now. Welcome to the show, Mark. Hello, James.
Good morning.
What's a super sprint?
It means we try and go really fast, really quickly.
As opposed to other races?
No, we have three. How many? We have quite a few formats. We've got the enduro ones, where the longer distance ones, and then we have some formats where we run a 200k race on the Saturday and Sunday, and the super sprint ones, 260ks, isn't it, on Saturday, and then a 200.
Street, super endurance, super sprint.
Super confusing. That's what it is.
It is.
Do you guys actually think about this stuff, or is it like from Talladega Nights? You know, where you go, drivers just drive. You're not a thinker, you're a driver.
Yeah, where do I put my hands? That's what we sort of...
Where do I put my hands?
Mark strips down to his undies and rolls around thinking he's on fire.
Yeah, that's Saturday night.
I think he's trying to get a Bond sponsorship.
But the thing about, I think the thing about motor racing that a lot of people don't appreciate is how dangerous it is. That thing that you had back in 2002, James, that was a hell of an accident in that Mercedes.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've had quite a few accidents. So yeah, the whole crash structure that we have, and a lot of the safety elements of road cars nowadays were developed in racing. So like all ABS, traction controls, all the ESP, the stability control systems, and all that sort of stuff was all done in racing first, and then passed over. So that's why all the manufacturers like Holden, Ford, and whatever are in the business putting money in, because we do develop that sort of stuff and then pass it on to the road cars.
Do you think fashion-wise, the things that you wear, we will be wearing next year? Will we be wearing this merch that you've got on now next year?
You could be. You could actually buy it this weekend at the racetrack if you want to get in early.
I'd like a fire-retardant parka, if that's all right.
To go with the fire-retardant head.
That's right. So that during the year, the two of you are competitors. Because you see each other all the time, are you friends? Are you enemies? How does it work? Over to you,
No one
Mark.
wants to answer that.
No, we're all good. We're both from the west, so we sort of... Western Sydney, that is. So, yeah, we go way back. I think we've raced each other since, 20-odd years ago. So it goes a long way. But, yeah, it's good. You have rivalries on the track and stuff, but off the track, everyone's pretty good, you know.
When you're racing, say, James goes in front of you, or likewise Frosty goes in front of you, James, do you think, oh, that's not so bad, it's him? But if it's someone else, you go, oh, I don't like him? Does it?
No, it's worse.
It's worse. So it's worse.
Battle for the West. We're trying to keep the Westie pride. So,
right, okay.
So you want to be the first one.
Excellent.
Is there any sort of bad trash talking? We've seen some bad tennis behaviour recently. Does it get like that?
What would throw someone off?
Like your bum looks big in that suit or things like that?
Oh, I'd love that comment.
Have you got no bum?
Yeah.
No, I've got no bum. Yeah,
Stand up and let's have a look, Mark.
Well, I can't.
This is not
do you
a
want me to parade it?
for
Or?
you.
Yeah, parade your bum.
You know,
This will be on our website.
all right.
He didn't have to bend over.
That's a Beyonce. He's just pulled a Hemi.
He's just got a full Nicki Minaj on.
So you dream of a plusher bum?
No, not really. I just wanted really to do that.
I
just waited
enjoyed
for the opportunity to,
Well,
to do the Beyonce.
your whole thing, because you
That's
were...
not a normal behaviour out west, don't worry.
It's not. That's
Not when you're clothed.
That's more of a personal thing for Mark, I think.
Mark gets up into the weekends. You've been around in movies. You're in the Cars movie playing Frosty yourself.
Yeah, that was a bad segue in, but
I was trying to get back to Jade. But yeah, so you're in the Cars movie.
Yeah, I was in Cars 2, which was cool.
Yep.
It had little Frosty cars, so it played two lines, which really made the movie. To be perfectly honest, I think the movie was in trouble without those two lines.
We've actually got the lines.
Over here, Lewis! Hey, man. Frosty! Hey, Lightning! Can you believe this party?
Can you believe this party?
Can you give
we
it
have
to
it
us
again now?
live?
Yeah, can we just have that
live.
again?
Look, if you want to see it, it's on DVD at the moment, guys. So,
So you're not going to do it. You're not going to do
I
it.
don't know if I could do that again.
Can you believe this?
Is it
party?
over-edited? Is that why you can't do it? They've just had to...
The guy actually, the producer was in LA. He was in his home and on webcam. So he was having a couple of beers. This is how relaxed it is. He had a couple of beers. I was in Melbourne, and pretty well he said, hey, pretend we're at the pub. And I went, okay. And he goes, no, really. And he had a beer in his hand, and we pretty well did the whole thing over webcam. And Obviously didn't take long because it was only 2 lines, but...
Wow, because I had the impression you would have been in a studio
Yeah.
and elaborate, and it would have taken you 6 weeks to get those 2 lines.
Yeah, it's funny. They have
Learned them for 6 weeks.
Yeah, I learned it for more than that. But they do it by hand drawing first, and then the animation kicks in. But you do your voice before the animation, so they put the car expressions to your voice, I guess. So it's kind of cool that all the money that gets spent, it starts with a couple of guys in the
Having a beer.
well, and pretty well sketching it with their pencil and paper.
Yeah.
That's how it starts. So it's pretty cool.
That's like Amanda's weekend. A few wines and then the animation kicks in. That's how.
And it gets a bit sketchy. That's exactly what
That's exactly. Well, boys, good luck this weekend. What's it called when you both go over the line together? A tie. Can you do that?
Oh, the winner's going to be motorsport on the weekend. So
We can go one each race or something. But just people have got to come out. Eastern Creek or Sydney Motorsport Park's a good
Just
race.
go along
come and
to it.
support your Westies.
That's the
Come
main
and
thing.
support it. Mark, James, thank you for joining us.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Cheers.